here today with Jimmy Randall with the Saga. How you doing?
Good to see you, Terry.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I know you're very busy man. So I'm just gonna throw out like 3 questions to you. But before I even start asking the question, Margaret Murkison told me to tell you hi.
Wonderful. I'm delighted to hear that. I'm a huge fan of hers, and I love every chance I get to be on the radio with her. I tell you what, she's a great advocate for this community and a joy to talk with. She's so optimistic and so positive and just a wonderful cheerleader for the community.
Well, the next time you're down at the radio station and Margaret's going to interview you, I will make sure I come down to get your best side, okay?
Fantastic.
Okay, great. Hey, Jimmy, okay, 3 questions I want to talk to you about today. EPC, Shell Building, and the job fair that's coming on the 21st of this month down at the Dennis for Assembly Center. Would you like to speak about those 3 questions if you don't mind?
Be glad to. Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate that. We have been very busy, as you said, over at Saga, working on economic development projects to create jobs and additional investment to expand the tax base here in Sanford and Lee County. And I thought I'd talk a little bit today, Terry, in response to your question about the Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina and how we interface with our partners at the state level. The Economic Development Partnership of North Carolina is a private not-for-profit corporation similar to Saga in the sense that it does receive public funding, but it is a private organization charged by the state of North Carolina and overseen by the Department of Commerce to recruit and attract and support existing industry in the state of North Carolina. They work at the state level to receive and entertain interest from businesses and to drum up interest from businesses that are looking for a new site to locate their business or looking to expand an existing business. Very much in alignment with our mission here at Saga. The state will be equitable in their distribution of those opportunities to counties around the state or economic development organizations like ours around the state. But Lee County these days is getting our share and probably more than our fair share of those kinds of opportunities. When we receive a RFI from the state, we're asked a number of questions that are designed to determine whether or not we meet the requirements that a business is seeking to satisfy in what for most of those businesses is a significant capital investment. And along with that investment comes risk. And our job at Saga is to communicate to those companies just how well suited this community is and how well prepared it is to mitigate that risk and make the very best possible environment for their business success right here in Sanford and Lee County. When we do that, we answer a lot of fairly technical questions that are designed to determine whether or not we meet the basic needs of the business. Usually those amount to the utilities that you would all think about at your residence. The water and the sewer and the broadband and the gas in some cases, depending on the type of manufacturing that's going on. And then we're asked to address some more nuanced questions that relate typically to the business climate with regard to employment and jobs and workforce and the skill level of employees here in the community. But most of those searches these days begin with one primary question, which is, do you have a building ready for us? How quickly would you be able to accommodate our enterprise in your community with an appropriate facility? And that's why the building program at CCEP is so important. We have a shell building program in partnership with our private sector partners at Central Carolina Enterprise Park that is working constantly, that is working around the clock to prepare sites that have been certified by the North Carolina Department of Commerce and ready them for a manufacturing facility that is flexible enough to meet the demands of many different manufacturing sectors, but that can quickly be upfit to meet the specific needs of a particular sector. And the shell building program, which began several years ago, has been phenomenally successful for us here in Sanford and Lee County. The first shell building was acquired by Audentes Therapeutics. I won't try to talk over the train, Terry. I'll give it just a minute. But the first shell building was acquired by Audentes Therapeutics for their first manufacturing facility for gene therapies, life-saving therapies for children, and it amounted to a little over $100 million investment and 200 jobs with an average wage in the $80,000 a year range, which was just a phenomenal success for us to have a company make that much capital investment and bring that many good, high-paying jobs to Lee County. The second shell building was acquired by Abzena Holdings, also a life sciences manufacturing company, and they've announced an investment of about $213 million and more than 300 new jobs, which pay well over the county average, about 50% higher than the county average, in the $60,000 a year range. That's exactly what that program was designed to do. It was designed to create facilities that would accommodate good, high-paying jobs and attract a significant amount of capital investment to Lee County and Sanford, which will broaden our tax base, reduce the tax burden on the average taxpayer, and create opportunities for our citizens to obtain good, high-paying jobs right here at home in Lee County. We are currently working on Shell Building 3. We've been through the regulatory process here with the city and the county to move forward with construction of that building, and we have plans to continue to build those shell buildings for the foreseeable future there at CCEP. We are beginning to fill up the lots along Enterprise Park Drive at CCEP, and our staff is currently actively engaged in looking for the next suitable site for an industrial park where we can replicate this program. So that's a very exciting thing to have going on, and it allows us to respond to the requests for information that we received from the state with the fact that we do have a building ready for occupancy by one of these tenants. Right now we're between that second shell and the third shell, and the activity we're seeing since the beginning of June, Terry, we've actually had 15 projects just from the state of North Carolina looking specifically at Lee County, among other counties in the state, and competing with other states, of course. And we're hopeful that we'll have follow-up visits soon from some of those RFIs that we've submitted, and that we'll be able to continue the success that we've had out there at Central Carolina Enterprise Park. The second question after a facility that businesses typically ask is about workforce. So I'm so glad you brought up the job fair that's coming up next week. We are actually in a situation coming out of COVID where we have fairly low unemployment, really surprisingly low unemployment in spite of the impacts of COVID, and we're not alone in that. And it's putting pressure on our existing employers here in Lee County and future employers to be able to locate the skilled labor that they need. We are doing everything that we possibly can here through our public schools and through our community college system to prepare our local residents for these opportunities that we're attracting. And we're just trying to help folks understand through things like this job fair and through other outreach programs that we have that there are really good, high-paying jobs right here at home in Lee County, and that they can access those jobs with their current skill level. We have programs in place to upskill them if necessary, if they're looking to make a job change. And we have about 30 businesses and employers that are planning to come out and join us for that job fair and offer information to folks that might be looking, like you say, either to get back into the job market or to make a change in their job. Information about new employers and benefits and those kinds of things. And we would encourage everyone, even if you're just a little curious about what other opportunities might be out there, to come by and check it out and learn more about the wide variety of good employers that we have here in Lee County and in Sanford. Terry, I really appreciate the opportunity to chat with you this afternoon, and I look forward to the opportunity to continue this discussion in the future and talk about more exciting topics related to economic development on a regular basis with you.